No shit, Sherlock. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the first episode of the show Power Rangers in Space, as well as the 251st episode overall, titled From Out of Nowhere Part 1. We begin on what I believe is the Sumerian planet, and all of our old villains are here. Rita, Zed, Master Vile, and the Machine Empire, and even Divatox is here, talking about how she killed the Power Rangers once and for all. Rita and Zed walk into her, and Divatox shades her by calling her Frida. Rita makes fun of her for still going after the Power Rangers, and Divatox tells her that she must get out of the dumpster more often. And then she explains that she killed the Rangers because, well, somebody had to. Yeah, this is weird because Divatox is now the most successful villain. Zed says that this is actually the universal gossip, and Rita gets mad, firing at Divatox, but another lady catches the ray. She is Astronema, and Elgar says that she's rumored to be the new Queen of Evil. Also, there's someone in a cloak there who Divatox tells to piss off. Divatox moves people out of the way, and we get to see a putropod. Forgot about those dudes. Everyone sits on one side of a banquet table like it's the Last Supper, and Havoc is sitting next to the cloaked individual. Astronema is looking down the table at the cloaked person, and she seems uneasy. Then Dark Spectre appears before everyone. He has captured Zordon, and he's draining him of his powers, saying that the lava will rise in his tube to kill him. Also, he's just a reused Malagor suit. At least they got their money's worth out of that. Zed proposes a toast to Dark Spectre, and everyone drinks, except for the cloaked individual. He gets called out by Queen Machina and Divatox, and Astronema announces that he's a spy. He gets up preparing to fight, and he does just that, taking out a giant spirally saber. Everyone is trying to get him, but he battles them away, and he goes toe-to-toe with even Lord Zed. Goldar then rips the cloak off, revealing a red Power Ranger. Dun dun dun! He calls for his Galaxy Glider, a surfboard in space, and he takes off, getting away from Dark Spectre, who actually spits fire at him. He still gets away though, and Dark Spectre is pissed that someone now knows his entire plan. Then Divatox and Rita try to pitch themselves to go kill the Red Ranger, and they're actually putting apples in each other's mouths and then pulling each other's hair, and Divatox even shows some skin, mentioning how he looks just like her old fiancé. That's actually a pretty nice touch. Dark Spectre doesn't care though. He tells Astronema to take the Dark Fortress and kill the spy. Meanwhile, in the space shuttle, the Rangers are there, asking Alpha how much longer until they get to Eltar. And Alpha sneezes and is just speaking gibberish. Carlos checks his back, saying that his speech circuit board is history from the power chamber explosion. Then the shuttle rocks a bit and they see a big ship. They're on a collision course with one another, and TJ tries to communicate with the ship, but then they're suddenly just drawn in with green laser lights, docking the shuttle into the ship. They're a bit afraid because they have no idea who's doing this or what's doing this. On the ship, the Rangers cautiously walk around, tiptoeing around the place through its very nicely made and decorated corridors. They see a sign claiming that is the Astro Megaship, and they see a camera, which sees them as well, named Deca. They then see lights on in one room, and Alpha is just screaming in gibberish. Nice move, Alpha. Ashley tells him to shut the hell up and stay put, so they get closer and closer to the room, looking in. They eventually just saunter inside, and TJ assumes that this is the engine. How would you know that? They're confused if there's anyone else even on this ship. Cassie suggests that they keep searching. Ashley and Carlos go one way while TJ and Cassie go another, and they enter a lounge of some sort. Not gonna lie guys, this is a really slow way of discovering a new set. This is taking up half the episode. Ashley finds something called a synthetron, just pushing buttons on it, and she opens it to find a sandwich. She then claims that this machine can make any kind of food that you would want, which how would you know that? And TJ and Cassie come up saying they can't find anyone. Carlos finds a plate and the food is still warm, so someone was definitely there recently. They keep looking while Deca watches. Oh my god, we gotta just move it along, people. They find the ship's bridge, talking about how amazing it is, and I kinda have to agree. This is one of the best sets we've ever had on Power Rangers. TJ says they must have been brought here on purpose, but they're confused as to why and who. Alpha's there just typing stuff, but he can't explain what he's doing because, you know, gibberish. They see what I'm pretty sure is Jupiter on the monitor, and TJ asks what planet that is. Okay, they're gonna figure out where they are. Meanwhile, the Red Ranger from earlier is being pursued by one of Astronema's minions who is firing at him in a spaceship. He defends himself with his spiral saber, but he loses it, so he just accelerates on his Galaxy Glider, but then this fool just turns around, using his Astro Blaster in dual mode apparently, firing at them and somehow blowing them all up. He grabs the spiral saber in space and he takes off toward the megaship. On the bridge, Alpha is freaking out, and suddenly the Red Ranger appears behind them. He's on the defense, and TJ starts to explain how this wasn't a thing that was done by choice, and Carlos and Cassie are actually walking in the hallway, freaking him out even more. He shuts the door and runs, and the Rangers chase after him, going down a ladder to follow this guy. They walk down a hallway and we see even Alpha is in pursuit. Then the Red Ranger comes out and he's trying to kick everyone in their ass, and they're pleading for him to just stop. They then get fired at by another lion ship, that's weird, knocking everyone down. The Red Ranger takes this opportunity to get into an elevator, disappearing. TJ then says, "Wow, this must be his ship." No shit, Sherlock. They're just confused as to why there's a Red Ranger they've never known anything about. Wait until they find out about the alien Rangers. On the bridge, the Red Ranger says that it's Astronema who's attacking. They realize that someone must be after him if they're being attacked, so they leave. Red Ranger is trying to get the power to the thrusters, and Dekka says that the engines are disabled. He looks on the screen and then sees that there's some plug that's not in the engine. The others see that something is flashing what they assumed was the engine room, and they go that way, and Astronema calls for her forces to hold their fire. The Rangers get into the engine room, and TJ points out the cable that's unplugged. Meanwhile, they're falling toward definitely not Jupiter, and TJ plugs the engine back in with everyone else helping him, and Alpha does whatever he needs to do to get the engines going again. Then the Red Ranger sees what they did, and he immediately assumes that they were telling the truth. But it's too late because the gravitational pull was way too strong, so they just crash land. Everyone goes flying. The Red Ranger then goes to find the intruders, and he goes downstairs, finding them in the engine room. He demands to know who they are, and they explain that they're the Power Rangers from Earth. Then Dekka says that Astronema is landing, so he leaves again. They follow him to the bridge. He then says that the Quantrons are attacking, and they see the minions of Astronema appearing on the surface of the planet. TJ then says that they're the Power Rangers, seriously. Well, at least they were, but now they need to go to Eltar to save Zordon. The Red Ranger ignores them, and Dekka says that they can't take off right now, and basically, they're stuck. TJ looks at the others, knowing that the situation currently is pretty dire. The Quantrons are getting closer to the megaship, and the Red Ranger gets ready to go downstairs via the elevator again, but the other Rangers demand that they're coming with him. They all run out of the megaship toward the army of Quantrons. Hope they can breathe on this planet! To be continued. This episode is really great as an introduction to the Space Rangers, but let's be real. It's super slow. I mean, their whole stalking around the ship trying to figure out things is a really long and boring. They definitely could have cut like half of all that walking around to just like at least a few less minutes so that we could actually get an actual morph in this episode, but I kind of understand it. They want to tell the story well enough instead of just cramming in all that toy stuff, and I can kind of appreciate it. That being said, this episode does manage to establish a lot. I mean, we meet our new villain Astronema, the Quantrons, the megaship, see a new Red Ranger, Dekka, we even get to see every big bad from the past having a party/meeting with this new character, Dark Spectre, who we only began to hear about in the finale of Turbo. Overall, while I would have liked more Ranger action, we still get some Red Ranger versus a Quantron in space, so it's something. He also fights all the baddies of the United Alliance of Evil, which for the record has actually been an established thing since the end of Mighty Morphin, when the Machine Empire broke away from it to go rogue and attacked Earth themselves. In Space already has a better attention to continuity than any other season, and we're only an episode in. Good for you, In Space. How will this premiere wrap up? Find out next time, but until then, may the power protect you.